I was stuck with the fact this team is so much better than the team that actually won the Euros in 2016. That's just football, right?
It is. I mean, they've got more ballers than they had 5 years ago, without a doubt. And we've said from the beginning, and I'm not trying for us to be smug and say we told you before, but it's not a switch. You just don't press the button and suddenly you switch and go from a very defensive approach, very conservative approach to, hey, free-flying football, all good. It doesn't work like this. They tried, didn't work. They tried to go back to what they used to before. And as we saw against Belgium, didn't work. They could have scored, of course they could, and they had a higher expected goals than
they deserve to take this game into extra time.
Yeah, they deserve the goal for sure, and they certainly didn't deserve to go out the way they did. But I think there was something wrong. There had been something wrong in there. Whether Fernando Santos should have prepared for this kind of scenario before, and I don't think he did. And then, I mean, what is he doing with Andre Silva and choices like that? I mean, how can you be
not playing
down?
Andre Silva?
Yeah, how can you be 1-0 down, clearly on top, and waiting that long again to bring him on? And then when he's on, you see the differences that he can make. I don't get it.
See, I thought that this was the game, especially when you play three central midfielders, where you're really putting more pressure on Cristiano. And, playing him without a center forward, I thought many times you saw him dropping off, trying to set up Jota or Bernardo coming from the wings, except they never came because he just couldn't find the space. I thought the use of Rafael Guerreiro was very disappointing. I thought he's a phenomenal player. He showed it again. His weaker foot. He hits the post. Fernando Santos did what Jogi Löw did in the comeback against Hungary, right? He basically he kept Rui Patricio on his back four, kept Cristiano, obviously, and he changed 5 dudes in the middle.
Yeah.
It was too much. I mean, I didn't see the need to take off Renato Sanchez, for example.
No need. He was their best player.
But it led to a very disjointed game at the end, where I thought Belgium could have scored a couple. They had a couple breakaways with Lukaku
and Carrasco.
And the Carrasco one. I mean, every concern that we've ever had about this guy and his obsession with dribbling, it was like, you just knew Roberto's head was about to explode, especially now that it's shaven. But equally, Portugal could have had their chances at the other end as well.
They had. I mean,
anything could have happened, which was kind of what makes these Euro games fun, right?
It was good. And Guerreiro hit the post, as we mentioned earlier. You had the Ruben Diaz header. You had the Andre Silva sort of sliding shot with Courtois just coming to get the ball as well. You had a few good things. Joao Felix, why is Joao Felix playing that game? Oh, that's not so much the question, Gab. Why have you never played him in this tournament so far? For a strange reason, you even put him in the stands for your first game. And yet, when you need a goal, you're thinking, hang on, who is on top form? Who is full of confidence? Let me finish. Who is really full of confidence? Who's going to show and step on this pitch and make a difference? Hey, Joao, I know I've hardly spoken to you all tournament, but hey, come here and go and win the game for me. What is this? What kind of management is this?
I can answer this. At the last Euros, I had the opportunity to spend quite a bit of time around the Portuguese team. My friend worked for the Portuguese FA at the time, and they really emphasized team spirit and unity. And I think Fernando Santos, who's a very traditional man, has his own kind of spirituality as well.
Okay, I don't know where this is going, but this better be good. Go on.
No, where I'm going with it is I think he likes to stick to the people who did it for him before. Right. And if that means sticking with Bernardo Silva, if that means sort of trying to crowbar Bruno Fernandes into the lineup, if that means wheeling out João Moutinho, who I really did not need to see in this game.
No, but that's fine. But why Joao Felix then? Why did you bring him on for the last half hour when you've ignored him for the whole tournament?
Because you're desperate at that stage.
But desperation, as a manager of that level, desperation should not be a factor of what changes you make and what shape your team gets into.
Maybe it shouldn't, but these people are humans. We see this all the time. And why did Jogi Löw send on freaking Kevin Volland and whatever? I was expecting to see Karsten Janker out there in a minute.
I know, but I don't know. I even Sergio Oliveira, to a certain extent, I was like,
well, because you've seen Sergio Oliveira score from long range, and I think at this level, knockout international football, these managers know that it all depends on a moment, and they're willing sometimes to take chances that they wouldn't do at club level. At club level, you might say, well, I'm playing in another week. I want to keep my shape. I want to execute what we've been working on all season.
Maybe.
Here, they're like, oh, Joao Felix, sometimes he creates out of nothing and it's hard to get the ball off him. Let's throw him on there. I agree with you.
But and Andre Silva, again, for me, is the worst. You cannot have the best striker in the Bundesliga, not called Erling or Robert, on your bench for 80 minutes every game, even when you're losing. And then just thinking, the last 10 minutes, go and try to do something. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And for me, Portugal's failure is Fernando Santos' failure in this tournament. I don't think, and we said it many times, Gab, that this formation suited Cristiano in the first place. Yet he kept playing him on his own up front. And I know he scored 5 goals in 4 games now out of the 7 that Portugal scored. But, we know how he scored.
3 of them were penalties and the others
2 taps in.
Garbage time.
Yeah.
I mean, one of them he created himself. It's not a knock
goal.
on him. But it's not like his goals came because, like you said, it's not like his goals came because he was playing center forward and Portugal had this great service to him and he simply finished it off.
Yeah.
That applies to one of those goals, I would argue, the one where he had the 1-2 with Rafa Silva and against Hungary. The other 4 goals had nothing to do with him playing center forward.
None at all. And I just think Fernando Santos is 66. His moment of glory was 2016, no doubt at all. I just don't think that right now he can take this very, very talented young team, because Cristiano maybe will be in Qatar 2022 and then that's it. Forward, I just don't think it is. And Portugal have so many bright managers. They've got such a great school of management, like of forming management, producing managers. It's extraordinary. And yet, I could not imagine him staying in his position.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.